Students, in this video, I'm going to start simplex method. So first, we will define its general procedure. Then we will take few examples. Okay. So first, what is the simplex method? The simplex method is an iterative procedure for solving LPP method for solving LPP. Okay, so method provides a systematic algorithm which consists of moving from one basic feasible solution, and we know that what is the basic feasible solution. From the previous video you can see that basic feasible solution is nothing but a vertex actually. So basically we will start with a one vertex of the feasible region and then to move another vertex in a prescribed manner. So we will basically move from one vertex to another vertex in this simplex method through a prescribed manner so that the value of the objective function is improved. That means we are moving from one vertex to another vertex in such a way that the value of the objective the value of the objective function will improve. Improve means in case of maximization we get better result. In case of minimization we will get the less value. Okay, so this procedure of jumping from one vertex to another is repeated. We will repeat this procedure one by one, step by step, or iteration by iteration. The procedure is explained in detail through a numerical example, and rather than one numerical example we will take few more examples including maximization problem and minimization problem. We will discuss two-dimension problem also, and we will discuss three-dimension or more than that also. Okay, procedure basically in each iteration from one vertex to another vertex we are moving. So in this procedure from one vertex to another vertex we have to follow certain rules, certain conditions, certain, you can say that the testing procedure. Okay, so the procedure consists of number one, having a trial basic feasible solution to the constraint equation. We will start with a trial basic solution. Okay, so we will start with a, for example, say initial guess or initial trial basic solution, and then we will move from that trial basic feasible solution to the another vertex. In this procedure, how we can select that from one vertex to another, because we are having several vertices, so we have selected one of them. So how we can move from one vertex to another vertex, because there are lots of options. Which vertex is basically our next destination, which this should be you can say that this should be very clearly understood, which we have to select, which vertex we have to select, so that we can have optimum value of the objective function. So this is done by testing whether it is an optimum solution, because we have moved from one vertex to another. Now we have reached there. Now test whether this is optimum or not. Improving the first trial solution by a set of rules and repeating the process till an optimum solution is obtained. So this is basically so in this procedure basically first we will select the you can say the vertices, whether we are getting at this, whether we will get an optimum solution at this vertex or not, or this is feasible or not, like that. Fine. So now we will discuss the method. So we will discuss the method through an example. So rather than this example we will take another example, then we will later on take this example. So this is the example. Here we will discuss the tabular form of a simplex method. Here we have taken two-dimensional problem first, then we will increase the dimension later on. So the problem is maximum z is equals to 4x1 plus 3x2 subjected to x1 plus x2 is less than equals to 40, 2x1 plus x2 is less than equals to 60, and x1 x2 is greater than equal to 0. Okay, so now first we will convert the problem into standard form by adding slack and surplus variable, which we have already discussed. what is slack, what is surplus, what is unrestricted variable in the our previous video. Okay, so now we will use slack and surplus variable and convert these constraints into equalities. So since the first constraint is less than type, so we have to add some variable here. Suppose s1 is the variable. So this is the first equation. The converted problem in equality form is this, where s1 is the slack variable because we have added some amount here. Similarly, the second constraint 2x1 plus x2 is also less than type. So add some variable here, amount. So suppose s2. So s2 is added. This is again a slack variable. Okay. So now we are having four variables, x1, x2, s1 and s2. All are greater than equal to 0, satisfying the feasibility condition or non-negativity condition. Objective function is still same, maximum z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2. Okay, now when you draw the graph of this according to the graphical method, then we are getting this graph. So first constraint is x1 plus x2 is less than equal to 40. That means this is our first number one, this is our first constraint. Similarly, when you draw the second constraint, then this will be the second constraint. Okay, and now based on this non-negativity condition and the region occupied by these two, we are having the shaded part having basically four vertices. This denoted by A, this vertex denoted by B, this intersecting vertex is denoted by D, or you can call it as D, C. Here basically we have taken all the vertices A, B, and this vertex is denoted by C, then this intersecting vertex is denoted by D, then this vertex is denoted by E, and this vertex is denoted by F. Okay, so these are the overall vertices. Fine. So now we have construct this table. Then first row is basically related with the first constraint. Second row is related with the second constraint. Okay, so now first row, here we have written all the variables x1, x2, s1, s2. First we will write all the variables. First column is basically the basis column, second column is the value column, and then we have to write down all the variables. Then here in the remarks section we will construct our some calculation. Okay, now first row, because first row is basically related with the first constraint. So in first constraint you can see coefficient of x1 is 1, so that is denoted by here 1. Coefficient of x2 is 1 here, so again write down here 1. Coefficient of s1 is 1, so that is written here, and there is no s2 in first constraint, that's why 0. Here right hand side is 40, so that's why 40 in the value column. Fine. Similarly in the second constraint, coefficient of x1 is 2, so that's why 2. Coefficient of x2 is 1, so 1. Coefficient of s1 will be 0 because there is no s1, so 0. And then coefficient of s2 is 1. So this is the entry, and the right hand side is 60, so 60. Okay. Now this is your z. This is your z. So now if you will look at this z can be written as z minus 4x1 minus 3x2 is equals to 0. This objective function can be written as, here we are considering the maximization problem. Okay, so now you can see in this table, this third row is basically the value column. So whenever we are writing the value, we just draw a line here and then write down the value column. This will constitute the one iteration or initial iteration. Fine. Similarly, we will construct the second table. So let's see. Here, first write down the value, this row, objective function row. Here the coefficient of x1. In this one is coefficient of x1 is minus 4. So this is written here. Coefficient of x2 is here minus 3. So minus 3. Okay, there is no s1, s2, so that's why 0, 0. And right hand side is now 0, so value in value column we have 0. Fine. Now we have to write down these entries. So now identify the the identity matrix here based on the constraint equations. So we have only two constraints, so we have two rows. So now in this row, identify the identity matrix. So this is the identity matrix 1 0 0 1. So this identity basically is will provide you the initial basis. So the first column of identity matrix is 1 0, which is associated with S1, and hence here is a 1, and so write down S1 here. This is S1, so write down S1 here. Similarly, the second column of the identity matrix is this, where 1 is here, so here is S2, so according to this write down S2 here. Fine. So first identify the identity matrix, and based on 1 0 1 1 entries, here is 1 which is associated with S1, so write down S1 here. Here is a 1, this is S2, so write down S2 here. And here we have to write down this Z. So this is the initial step. Now if you look at here, so whenever you are having any iteration, how you can read the values? So the value of S1 at this stage, the value of S1 is 40 and the value of S2 is 60. Fine. So now you can see that at this stage S1 is 40, S2 is 60, and since there is no X1 X2, because we are having total 4, among these we have only 2 here, so the rest 2 are basically 0 0. So that's why we can say that at this stage X1 is 0, X2 is 0. So that's why X1 X2 is 0 0. So now in this graph 0 0 means we are at origin. We are at origin because this is X1 and X2. This graph is associated with X1 X2. There is no S1 S2. We are in only 2 dimension. So that's why this graph is 0 0, because this iteration means S1 is 40, S2 is 60, X1 is 0, X2 is 0. इसका मतलब यही हुआ क्योंकि यहाँ X1 X2 नहीं है, इसका मतलब उनकी वैल्यू 0 0 है, and 0 0 means we are at origin. Hence we can say that in simplex method the initial iteration starts with the origin always. So so we will start the simplex method from the origin. Okay, so we have started with origin. Now you can see that in this graph, because at this stage we are at the origin. Now from the origin, because we will move from vertex to vertex, hence we can have two directions. Either we can move in x1 direction or either we can move in the x2 direction. यहाँ से हम दो डायरेक्शन में जा सकते हैं, either in x1 direction or either in x2 direction. So we have to select the better direction which provides you the better optimum solution. So because the problem is maximization, इसका मतलब यहाँ से जो भी हम जाएं उस वर्टेक्स पे जाना चाहिए ताकि हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन इंप्रूव करे, मैक्सिमम वैल्यू दे. फाइन. सो एट दिस मोमेंट बिकॉज द सॉल्यूशन इज 0 0, व्हेन यू सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यूज हियर इन x1 is 0, x2 is 0, that's why we are getting z is equal to 0, and this is reflected here. That's why we are having 0. Fine. So now to select the direction, किस डायरेक्शन में जाना है, we will find out the basically this direction is provided by this value column, value row. Find out the most negative value in this row, z row. Find out the most negative value. So the most negative value is -4 in this row. That's why, and -4 is associated with x1. Hence we can say that we have to move in x1 direction. यानी हमें x1 डायरेक्शन में जाना चाहिए. This can also be understood. इसका दूसरा तरीका क्या है, यहाँ you can see that if we increase x1 by 1 unit, अगर हम x1 की जगह x1 + 1 कर दूँ मैं यहाँ, तो मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन 4 यूनिट बढ़ जाता है बिकॉज द कोफिशिएंट इज 4. इसी तरह मैं अगर x2 डायरेक्शन में 1 यूनिट इधर जाता हूँ, सो x2 + 1 कर दूँ तो मुझे 3 यूनिट का फ़ायदा होता है. वी गेट 3 मोर यूनिट्स. इसका मतलब यहाँ से मुझे 4 यूनिट का फ़ायदा, यहाँ से मुझे 3 यूनिट का फ़ायदा. इसका मतलब अगर मैं कंपेयर करूँ तो यहाँ से ज़्यादा फ़ायदा हो रहा है. हैंस वी हैव टू मूव इन x1 डायरेक्शन. अल्टरनेटली आप ये चीज़ कहाँ से देख सकते हो, टाइप वैल्यू रो में. जस्ट गो इन दिस जेड रो and find out the most negative value. So most negative value is -4, which is associated with x1. Hence we have to move in the x1 direction. And this is called as x1 enters the basis. इसको हम क्या कहेंगे कि इस डायरेक्शन में गए हैं, इसका मतलब x1 enters the basis. इसी को हमने यहाँ लिखा है, x1 enters the basis. इसका मतलब x1 डायरेक्शन में हम मूव कर रहे हैं. Now you can see that when you are moving in from 0 to x1 direction, then we are having two vertices. One is this, another one is this. तो हमें किस वर्टिसेस पे जाना चाहिए? ग्राफ से तो पता चल गया इन 2 डायमेंशन कि हमें 30 तक ही जा सकते हैं, 40 तो फिजिबल ही नहीं है. बट अगर आपकी डायमेंशन ज़्यादा होगी 3 और 4 डायमेंशन, देन यू आर नॉट एबल टू ड्रॉ द ग्राफ. तब आपको नहीं पता चलेगा. हैंस वी हैव सर्टेन क्राइटेरिया कि किस वर्टेक्स तक जाना चाहिए. सो टू डू दैट वी विल डू दिस with the help of minimum ratio. So first we will find out the direction, then किस vertices तक जाना है उसके लिए हमारे पास है minimum ratio. So now we will enter in this. So we have selected the direction, x1 direction. Now here we have two positive values, 1 and 2. So now we will find out the ratio, minimum ratio. Minimum ratio is 40 divided by 1. This 40 is divided by 1. So 40 divided by 1, then 60 divided by 2, so 60 divided by 2. Among these two ratios, 30 will be the minimum, which is this. This gives you 30, this gives you 40. So among these two, 30 is the minimum and 30 is associated with this 2. So that's why we construct a square here, and this is associated with x1 and s2. Hence we can say that S2 will leave the basis, यानी S2 हटेगा यहाँ से और x1 यहाँ एंटर हो जाएगा. ठीक, तो पहले हमने डायरेक्शन एंटर की, x1 हमने सेलेक्ट किया कि अब x1 एंटर होगा, तो कौन सा वेरिएबल हटेगा यहाँ से, ये हमने मिनिमम रेशो से पता किया. मिनिमम रेशो ने कहा कि यहाँ 2 पर जो है एंट्री आनी चाहिए, तो इसका मतलब जो एसोसिएटेड वेरिएबल होगा वो हट जाएगा. तो S2 हट जाएगा, इसकी जगह जो x1 हमने सेलेक्ट किया है वो एंटर हो जाएगा. ओके, सो S2 लीव्स द बेसिस, क्योंकि बेसिस के 2 ही प्लेस हैं. जब x1 एंटर होगा तो ऑब्वियसली इनमें से एक को निकलना पड़ेगा. सो S2 विल लीव द बेसिस बेस्ड ऑन दिस मिनिमम रेशो. सो नाउ अब हम क्या करेंगे, नाउ वी विल कंस्ट्रक्ट द आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स. तो ये जो रिकंस्ट्रक्ट द आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स, तो आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स मीन्स इन दिस एट दिस स्क्वायर प्लेस यहाँ पर आपका 1 आना चाहिए एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द एंट्रीज शुड बी 0 0, जस्ट लाइक हियर. If you will see that here we have 1 and rest of the entries in this column will be 0 0 0 and 0. Similarly here यहाँ पर भी 0 होना चाहिए, यहाँ पर भी 0 होना चाहिए और यहाँ पर 1 होना चाहिए. So 1 कैसे आ सकता है? Remember, जितने भी ऑपरेशन हम लगाएंगे we have to apply only row operations, कॉलम ऑपरेशन नहीं लगाएंगे, only row operations. So in this equation basically we have to divide by 2. 2 से डिवाइड कर दें इसको तो यहाँ 1 बन जाएगा. So that's why in the next iteration here we have S1, here we have S1, यहाँ S2 हट जाएगा एंड क्योंकि हमने x1 सेलेक्ट किया था तो x1 विल एंटर द बेसिस. तो दो नए बेसिस आए हैं वो हमारे आए हैं S1 एंड x1 बेस्ड ऑन दिस फर्स्ट इटरेशन. बिकॉज x1 एंटर्स द बेसिस, S2 विल लीव द बेसिस. तो S2 हट गया, उसकी जगह x1 आ गया. एंड नाउ यहाँ पर हमें 1 बनाना है. सो जस्ट डिवाइड दिस रो बाय 2. सो दिस विल बी 30. This will be 1. After division by 2, this will be half, this will be 0 and this will be half. So this will be the revised second row. ठीक, फिर यहाँ पर 0 बनाना है इसकी हेल्प से, इसी की हेल्प से बनेगा. दिस इज द पिवोट एलिमेंट, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज पिवोट एलिमेंट. इसी की हेल्प से यहाँ पे 0 बनाना है, यहाँ पे भी 0 बनाना है. तो पहले 1 बनाया, अब क्योंकि यहाँ 1 है, यू कैन सी here is 1, so just subtract first row by this revised row. So here is 40, तो subtract करेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, 1 minus 1 will be 0. So इस रो में से इस रो को subtract करो. ठीक है, तो अब इसको भूल जाओ, इसको भूल जाएंगे. So just in place of this we are having this row, so just forget this, we are having the revised row. So now you can see here we have 1, here we have 1, so subtract किया तो 0. 40 में से 30 गया 10, 1 माइनस 1 0, 1 माइनस हाफ हाफ, 1 माइनस 0 1, 0 माइनस हाफ, सो दिस विल बी द एंट्री। यानी इस रो में से इस रो को सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है, जो रिजल्ट आएगा दैट इज रिटन हियर। फाइन। नाउ सेकेंड, हियर शुड बी 0, तो हियर शुड बी 0, यू कैन डू, तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं, यू जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई दिस रो बाय 4, 4 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे एंड देन ऐड इन दिस रो, 4 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, सो हियर वी विल हैव 4, फिर इसको इसमें ऐड कर लेंगे। सो फर्स्ट तो क्या किया हमने, पहले इस रो को लिखा, इस रो को 0 माइनस 4 माइनस 3 0 0। नाउ मल्टीप्लाई दिस रो बाय 4, 4 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, सो हियर वी हैव 120, हियर वी हैव 4, हियर वी हैव 2, हियर वी हैव 0 एंड हियर वी हैव 2। नाउ ऐड किया तो कितना आएगा, 0 प्लस 120 इज 120, ये हो जाएगा 0, ये हो जाएगा -1, ये हो जाएगा 0 एंड दिस विल बी 2 एंड दिस इज रिटन हियर 120 0 -1 0 and 2. Fine. So this will be the second row. Now again find out the most negative value. Here -1, hence we can say that x2 enters the basis because this is associated with x2. x2 enters the basis. Okay, now find out the minimum ratio. So हम इस रो में जाएंगे, again construct the ratio, 10 divided by half, so 10 divided by half, then 30 divided by half, so 30 divided by half, so what we will get, we get from here we get 20, from here we get 60 and obviously the minimum is 20, that's why we have this, we are having a square here. Okay, and hence we can say that S1 will leave the basis. Now associated variable will leave the basis, so minimum ratio is 20 and S1 will leave the basis. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पर हमने एरो बना दिया कि S1 हटेगा और X2 आ जाएगा इसकी जगह. So in the next we have X2 here, X1 here, X1 as it is same, S1 हटेगा इसकी जगह X2 आ जाएगा. फिर क्या करेंगे, वही यहाँ पर 1 बनाना है और बाकी सब जगह 0 0 0 रो ऑपरेशन इस्तेमाल. सो 1 कैसे बनेगा, जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई दिस रो बाय 2, सो 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे इसको, सो दिस विल बी 20, सो 20, 0 इंटू 2 विल बी 0, 1 बाय 2 इंटू 2 विल बी 1, 1 इंटू 2 बाय 2, माइनस हाफ इंटू 2 इज -1. सो दिस इज द रिवाइज्ड टेबल. नाउ विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस, यहाँ पर 0 बनाना है, यहाँ पर 0 बनाना है. यहाँ तो 0 वैसे भी बन सकता है डायरेक्टली, आइदर यू कैन डायरेक्टली सब्ट्रैक्ट, तब भी बन जाएगा ये. और अल्टरनेटली आप क्या कर सकते हो, इसको हाफ से मल्टीप्लाई करो एंड देन सब्ट्रैक्ट. सो यू कैन डू बोथ थिंग्स. सो क्या कर सकते हैं डायरेक्टली, हम सीधा इसी से कर सकते हैं. जस्ट इसको सब्ट्रैक्ट किया, सो 30 माइनस 10 20. तो आप इसको ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट आई एम राइटिंग दिस रो क्योंकि चेंज इसमें आना है. सो 31 हाफ 0 and half. Fine, we are writing this row. Now because both are, you can see half and half, so now write down this row. So 10 0 half 1 and minus half. Now subtract component wise. So 30 minus 10 is 20, 1 minus 0 is 1, half minus 1 is half minus half will be 0, 0 minus 1 is -1. तो इसको माइनस किया, ओके, इसको इसमें से माइनस किया, ओके. So 0 minus is -1, half minus minus will be +1, this will be +1. So this is written here 20, you can see 20 20 1 1 0 0 -1 -1 1 and 1. So this is the revised second row. Now here should be 1. तो 1 कैसा आ सकता है, here is 1, here is 1, so just add these two. So 120 plus 20 140, 0 plus 0 0, -1 plus 1 0, 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is the revised table. इन दोनों को ऐड कर लिया हमने क्योंकि इसी की तरफ से तो बनाना है, इसी की तो हेल्प से बनाना था. फाइन, ओके. नाउ check क्या फिर फर्दर इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं? देयर इज नो नेगेटिव वैल्यू इन दिस रो, जैसे यहाँ था, हियर वी हैव -4 and -3, हियर वी हैव -1, बट हियर देयर इज नो नेगेटिव वैल्यू and hence no further improvement is possible, and hence optima reaches and the solution is x1 is 20, x2 is 20, and maximum z is 140. So x1 is 20, x2 is 20, maximum z is 140. Okay, now see here, यहाँ क्या था solution? s1 is 10, x1 is, here is the solution. What is the solution at first place? Here s1 and s2, so there is no x1 x2, क्योंकि यहाँ x1 x2 नहीं है, तो आपको याद होगा x1 की वैल्यू 0 थी, x2 की वैल्यू 0 थी. दैट मीन्स वी आर एट द ओरिजिन. हियर वी हैव एट ओरिजिन प्लेस. सेकेंड इटरेशन में क्या हुआ? हियर इज x1 is 30 एंड देयर इज नो x2, सो x2 विल बी 0. इसका मतलब फ्रॉम हियर आपको याद होगा हमने x1 डायरेक्शन सेलेक्ट की थी, सो वी हैव मूव्ड इन दिस डायरेक्शन. And after this iteration we have reached at this point which is 30. That means we reached at this point. हम यहाँ पहुँचे, यहाँ से चले x1 डायरेक्शन में और यहाँ स्टॉप कर दिया. This gives is the your second iteration. Okay, vertex B. हम vertex B पे पहुँच गए. Then फिर vertex B से हमारे पास जो डायरेक्शन है आप देख सकते हो, ये डायरेक्शन है. इस डायरेक्शन में हमें मूव करना है vertices to vertices along the in feasible region, so we have to move in this direction. So here we have two vertices, one is this, another one is this. या तो हम यहाँ रुकेंगे या यहाँ रुकेंगे. So कैसे जाएं? So let's see. फिर हमने next iteration किया. Here we have x1 is 20, x2 is 20, and this is the coordinate of point D. So point D. और क्योंकि further improvement नहीं है, so here stop. So optimum solution is D. So we started with origin, we goes to B, then we goes to point D, and hence D is the optimum solution. So this is basically the vertex D. Okay, so this is the solution. So this is the simplex method. Okay, I think you understand it. So let's see the next example. Here is the next example, which is nothing but the Reddy-Mix problem. Reddy-Mix problem. We have already solved this problem graphically, and this is the graph. This is the graph of the Reddy-Mix problem. Okay, let's see. So first, the Reddy-Mix problem is basically this problem. Maximum z is equal to 5x1 plus 4x2, subjected to 6x1 plus 4x2 is less than equal to 24, x1 plus 2x2 is less than equal to 6, x2 minus x1 is less than equal to 1, and x2 is less than equal to 2, and x1 x2 is greater than equal to 0. First, convert the problem into standard form by adding slack and surplus variable. So this is the problem. In standard form, maximum z is equal to 5x1 plus 4x2. Then add here s1. So 6x1 plus 4x2 is plus s1 is equal to 24. Add here s2. So x1 plus 2x2 plus s2 is equal to 6. Add here s3. So x2 minus x1 plus s3 is equal to 1. Add here s4. So x2 plus s4 is equal to 2. So now we have variables, 6 variables, x1, x2, s1, s2, s3, s4. All these s1, s2, s3, s4 are slack variables. All are greater than equal to 0. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 equations. So now that's why construct this table. Here the basis, value and all the variables x1, x2, s1, s2, s3, s4. Okay, so now first write down the first row. First row is associated with this first equation. Coefficient of x1 is 6, so 6. Coefficient of x2 is 4, so 4. Coefficient of s1 is 1. There is no s2, s3, s4, so that's why 0, 0, 0. Right hand side is 24, so 24. Okay, then second row associated with second equation. Coefficient of x1 is 1, 1. Coefficient of x2 is 2, so 2. Coefficient of s2 is 1. And rest are 0, so 0, 0, 0. And here we have 6, so 6. Third equation. Coefficient of x1 is minus 1, so minus 1. Coefficient of x2 is 1, so 1. Coefficient of s3 is 1, so 1. And rest are zeros, so 0, 0, 0. Right hand side is 1, so 1. Next iteration. Coefficient of x1 will be 0. x2 will be 1, S1 is 0 0 0 and then S4 is 1. Right hand side is 2, so 2. Okay, now identify the, so first this, and then basically write down this Z row. So again take these two value in the left hand side. So this, the sign will be -5 and -4 in the left hand side. So that's why here we are writing -5 -4, and because we will write down this as Z minus 5x1 minus 4x2 will be 0. So we have -5 -4, so -5 -4, and right hand side will be 0, so right hand side will be 0. Okay, and there is no S1 S2 involved here, so that's why 0 0 0 0. Okay, now here identify the identity matrix. So this is the identity matrix. Here 1, first column of identity S1, so that's why S1. Here is 1 S2, so S2. Here we have 1 S3 S3. Here we have 1 S4 S4, and here we have Z. So this is the initial step. So you can see again here there is no x1 x2, so that's why 0 0, their values will be 0 0, and hence again we start with the origin. Again we have two direction, either x1 direction or x2 direction. So find the most negative value. So most negative value is -5, hence we have to move in the x1 direction, hence we can say that x1 enters the basis. Okay, now find out the leaving variable. So to leave for the leaving variable, because what is this, if you will see in the previous example, here we have here 30, we have in the previous case here we have 30, and here when we selected the direction we move 30 distance, and you can see that distance is always be a positive quantity. So we move in this direction, so we reached after 30 units, we stop, and this 30 is written here, 30 is written here. So that means this 30 is basically the distance. So that's why this minimum ratio is basically nothing but the distance, and distance is always positive. So that's why when you move in this ready mix problem, you have selected x1 direction. So now you are interested to move in this direction. So select the distance. So how much distance you have to follow? So basically whenever you move in this direction, select only positive values, not negative and 0, because distance is positive and finite. Because when you divide by 0 to find out the minimum ratio, so you will get infinite, which is not a finite value, hence you have to not consider 0. Similarly here when you divide this 1 by -1, so you get -1. So -1 is not a distance, distance is always a positive quantity, hence you have not to consider -1. So that's why whenever you are constructing the minimum ratio, so always use only positive values in this column. So in this column we have only two positive values, one is 6, another one is 1. That's why construct the minimum ratio with the help of these two only. Okay, so now the minimum ratio will be 24 by 6. So 24 by 6, then 6 by 1, 6 by 1, and the minimum ratio will be 4, which is associated with 6, hence S1 will leave the basis. Okay, so hence S1 will leave the basis, and now in place of S1 will leave the basis and X1 enters the basis. So the new bases are X1 S2 S3 S4. ओके, नाउ फिर क्या करना है, यहाँ 1 बनाना है, बाकी सब जगह 0 0 0 विद द हेल्प ऑफ रो ऑपरेशन. सो फर्स्ट डिवाइड द फर्स्ट रो बाय 6 से डिवाइड करो इसको, तो कितना हो जाएगा यहाँ 24 by 6 4, 6 by 6 1, 4 by 6 2 by 3, 1 by 6 1 by 6 0 0 0. कभी भी इसको सॉल्व नहीं करना है, सिंपल नहीं करना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 2 by 3 से पॉइंट नो, जस्ट राइट डाउन 2 by 3, सो 2 by 3. Okay, don't write this as 0.6666, otherwise you will be in trouble. Okay, तो कभी भी ऐसा नहीं करना है. नाउ यहाँ 1 बन गया है, अब इसकी हेल्प से यहाँ 0 0 0 बनाओ. तो क्या करेंगे, इस रो को सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे यहाँ से, इस रो से, सेकंड रो में से, ये इस रो को सब्ट्रैक्ट करो. 6 - 4 2, 1 minus 1 0, 2 minus 2 by 3 4 by 3, 0 minus 1 by 6 minus 1 by 6, 1 by minus 0 1, 0 minus 0 0, and 0 minus 0 0. So this will be the revised table. Similarly यहाँ -1 है, here is 1, इसी का इस्तेमाल करना है हमें. So we have to use this row only to construct 0 0 0 0. Okay, so here is 1, here is 1 minus 1, so just add these two, so 4 plus 6, sorry, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 4 is 5, so 5, minus 1 plus 1 0, so 0, 1 plus 2 by 3 is will be 5 by 3, so 5 by 3, 0 plus 1 by 6 1 by 6, 0 plus 0 0, 1 plus 0 1, 0 plus 0 0. इसका मतलब इस रो को हमने इस पूरी रो को इस पूरी रो में ऐड किया एंड रिजल्टेंट यहाँ लिखा. फाइन. सिमिलरली यहाँ ऑलरेडी 0 है, देयर इज नो नीड टू डू एनीथिंग, सो जस्ट राइट डाउन एज इट इज सेम. देन हियर इज -5, हियर इज 1, सो जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई दिस रो बाय 5. 5 से इसको मल्टीप्लाई करो, ऐड करो इस जेड रो में एंड राइट डाउन हियर इन. सो 0 पहले 5 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, सो कितना हो गया ये 20, 20 प्लस 0 20, 5 माइनस 5 0, इसको 5 से मल्टीप्लाई किया 10 by 3, -4 विल बी -2 by 3, 5 से मल्टीप्लाई किया 5 by 6 प्लस 0 5 by 6, 5 से मल्टीप्लाई किया 0, 0 प्लस 0 0, इसको किया ऐड किया 0, इसको किया इसमें ऐड किया 0. सो दिस विल बी द रिवाइज्ड. एंड नाउ लुक एट हियर. Here is x1 is 4, x2 is 0. That's why we move in this direction, because here x1 enters the basis, and now we reached at this step where x1 is 4, x1 is 4 and x2 is 0. So we reached at point B. Okay, so this is the vertex B. Now again identify the any most negative value in Z row. This is the most negative value, hence x2 enters the basis, so x2 enters the basis. Now find the minimum ratio. So minimum ratio only for the positive values, so all are positive values. So now find the minimum ratio. 4 divided by 2 by 3, so 4 divided by 2 by 3, 2 divided by 4 by 3, so 2 divided by 4 by 3, 5 divided by 5 by 3, 5 divided by 5 by 3, then 2 divided by 1, 2 divided by 1. And among them minimum ratio is 3 by 2, which is associated with this, hence we can say that S2 will leave the basis. So S2 will leave the basis. So now the new basis will be x1, S2 हट जाएगा and x2 enter हो जाएगा, so x2 will be here, x1 x2 s3 s4. fine. and now यहाँ 1 बनाना है, बाकी सब जगह यहाँ 0 0 0 0 इसकी हेल्प से, इस 1 की हेल्प से. तो 1 कैसे बनेगा? जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई दिस रो बाय 3 by 4, 3 by 4 से इसको मल्टीप्लाई करा दो. ओके, दिस रो इज मल्टीप्लाइड, सेकेंड रो इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 4 by 3 by 4. सेकेंड रो से R2 इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 3 by 4. सो व्हेन यू मल्टीप्लाई 3 by 4, सो दिस विल बी 6 by 4, that means 3 by 2. This is the second row, 2 0 4 by 3 minus 1 by 6 1 0 0. This is the second row entire. So now multiply this row by 3 by 4. So this will be 6 by 4, that means 3 by 2 0, 4 by 3 multiply by 3 by 4 1, minus 1 by 6 multiply by 3 by 4, so 3 2, so minus 1 by 8, then 3 by 4, then 0 0, and this is written here 3 by 2 0 1 minus 1 by 8 3 by 4 0 0, this is written here. Okay, then with the help of this, here is 1, here you can see 2 by 3, here 4 by 3, so just multiply this row by 2 and then subtract directly, or alternately आप क्या कर सकते